Hey, welcome to Unstoppable Agent.
There's a lot of doom and gloom in the real estate industry right now, and you're hearing lenders and realtors panic. And I think that a situation like this just creates a lot more opportunity for the agents they've established themselves and they're like, I'm in this for the long haul.
This is the channel that real estate agents come to build their business, build their wealth, and build a life of impact and significance. Who doesn't want that? I'm your host, Brian White. I am a realtor, team leader, and broker associate at EXP Realty. We're based in Dallas. My wife and I have a team here, and I've been here for nearly 5 years and love it. So this show is all about helping agents grow their business, helping them to make an impact. We believe that life's not just a contact sport, it's an impact sport, and we're all called to make a difference and make an impact. So that's what we're trying to do here. I'm excited because I'm joined today by Mary Martin from Birmingham, Alabama. Mary Martin, thanks for joining me.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're celebrating you because you just earned the Icon Award, not for the first, but for the second time. Multi-award winner means you're building a great business, not just once, but you're keeping it going, repeating it. Good measure, pressed down. So high five.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a wild ride.
You know what? So the thing I love about the Icon Award is you can get a plaque, you can get a certificate, even a cool trophy from a lot of places. But at EXP, it also comes with a stack of cash, or at least a stack of stock. So congratulations on being a little bit wealthier this time of year too.
Thank you. Feels good. It feels really good.
It does feel good. Yeah. It does feel good. Tell us a little bit about you and your real estate story. How long you've been in business, how you got started. Tell us all that.
For sure. Like you said, I'm from Birmingham. I've lived here my whole life. I got married about almost 5 years ago. My husband's from here as well. So we both have deep roots in the Birmingham community. And we have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And shortly after our 3-year-old was born in 2019, I thought I was going to be a stay-at-home mom and decided that was not for me. But I wanted something that had the quote unquote flexibility, and ended up thinking about real estate and had a longtime family friend who's been in the business here in Birmingham almost as long as I've been alive. I'm sure he loves when I say that, but I reached out to him and I said, hey, I'm thinking about getting into real estate. Can I shadow you? Can you give me any tips? What do you think? And he basically talked me out of it and said, you're running a business. It's not just going to look at pretty houses all day. It's expensive to be in real estate. Your income fluctuates, yada. I was super discouraged. And then about a month later, he called me back and said,
just kidding.
He was like, I found this brokerage and it's called EXP Realty. And I think that this could be a really great platform for you as a newer agent, but also for me to be able to mentor you and to take you under my wing and sort of see how this thing works out. And he had been at his previous brokerage for years.
Okay.
With no intention of leaving, no beef there whatsoever. But EXP really came onto the scene in Birmingham about 3-4 years ago. And there were some big names in Birmingham that were like shutting down their entire office and shifting over. And so it caught the attention of a lot of agents, my mentor being included. And so he reached out to me. The timing was perfect. He switched his 20+ year business over to EXP, and his wife got her license, and I just joined right there after them. And I was their guinea pig, and their organization has grown. Mine has grown. Their business has continued to flourish. And it's hard to believe it's only been 3 years since I got my license, because this has been the wildest 3 years you could have in real estate. But I could not have picked a better brokerage, though, to carry me through the shifts that we've experienced just in the last 3 years.
That's so great. That's so great. Yeah, you did not nail the timing in terms of a smooth and steady market. But
yeah. I have no idea what a smooth market is like. I really don't. No idea.
One of the things, though, that I'm hearing now is I'm hearing so many people talking about this coming market and the challenges, and it's going to be rough and all that. And I think, you know what? You get what you look for. Yeah. And if you're looking for this to be hard, if you're looking for this to be challenging, if you're looking to be broke, if you've got a poverty mindset, well, you can find that. Yeah. And if you're looking to have success and you're looking to serve clients and find opportunity and grow, Well, you're going to find that. So many people, when you study the folks like your mentor, they started in 2006 or 2008 or in that time frame, and they grew through the adversity that happened over those years. So what does the next couple of years hold? I don't know. But I know that if we press down, if we press in, if we press on and grow, then we've got a great opportunity. So I think you nailed the timing in terms of what's coming in the next couple of years, because you're set up for, you're already having success and you're set up for even more. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. And I do completely agree. You're going to find exactly what it is that you're looking for. And there's a lot of doom and gloom in the real estate industry right now. And you're hearing lenders and realtors panic. And I think that a situation like this just creates a lot more opportunity for the agents they've established themselves and they're like, I'm in this for the long haul. So whether rates are 2% or 10%, whether it takes a house one day to sell or 6 months, like, I'm here. This is my lifestyle. This is what I'm going to continue to do. So I consider myself one of those.
And if you think it's going to be a disaster, perfect. Get out.
Yes.
That's great. More opportunity for the rest of you.
I know. I do think a lot of people got their license over the last few years, at least here in our market. And to be honest with you, I think a good thing that's going to come out of this shift is it's going to weed out a lot of the people that weren't serious about it.
Sure.
Because they got in while the getting was good. You could list a house and have it under contract that night. And so a lot of people wanted that fast cash. And now it's going to take a little more intentionality. And one of the big themes of EXPCon in Vegas last month was the people that are going to survive this market shift are going to be the people that run their business like a business, because no one's going to do it for you. You've got to do it yourself. And when you're able to do that, you can withstand any market shift, any recession, any dip, any shift of any kind.
It's really great. So let's talk about you, and you got started in the business. And like, how'd you get started? So what did you do as you got to kind of get this thing off the ground?
I told everyone I knew that I was in real estate. I could not have a single conversation without letting that somehow get into the conversation, because we were broke when I got into real estate and did not have money to spend on ad or any type
I don't know where you are, but your background doesn't look broke now. So you're doing better. Good job.
Things have improved. They've improved. But we just didn't have the marketing budget to be able to go out and pay for any type of leads. And I didn't want to be a team agent. I wanted to be a single agent personally, knowing myself and having a child. And I just wanted to try it out solo. And so I really utilized Instagram. That's my preferred social media platform. I don't have a huge platform by any means, and I really didn't 3 years ago, but it's free. And I'm mostly followed by people who are in my same season of life. And so it was the perfect time in early 2020 for me to just start talking about, here's what it looks like to buy a house. Here's what I've learned. And I learned this new term, and I learned this new part of the process. And I just was sharing little informational things over my Instagram stories, and the right people were seeing them at the right time. And I had this amazing streak going in my first year of real estate where every single time I posted something informational, I got a buyer every single time. And so I worked primarily with first-time home buyers, because pretty much everyone in my season of life they were buying their first home. I was 24-ish when I got my license. So everyone's out of college, they've got their first big boy, big girl job, and getting married, having a baby, just following all those steps. And so I got dropped into this career field at the perfect time to just work with what I had. And so I was able to, I capped my first year. So I had a couple months at the end of my first year where I got to experience 100% commissions, which was incredible. And then doubled my transaction volume in my second year and hit Icon. And then this year I just hit Icon again. And really and truly, my business comes from, I use Instagram a lot still, but also taking care of past clients and nurturing my sphere of influence. So I like for things to be as organic as possible. I know myself well enough to know that I'm not going to stick with something if it doesn't feel like me. And so there are a lot of really incredible marketing strategies out there for real estate agents, and they work for plenty of people. But I know for me, if it doesn't feel natural or organic at all, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to fall on my face. And so I just stick with what works. And that's taking care of the people that already know, love, and trust me.
No, that's good. And the reality is, do almost anything consistently, work for you over time.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm listening to you going, okay, you did this on Instagram. Great, I should go do Instagram. No, because different audience, different market, different things. Yeah. But also, I'm already doing stuff that works. So it's not necessarily good. Gotta stop doing this. If we can add Instagram and do it well and do it without impacting everything else.
Right, yeah.
But continue doing the same things. You picked a lane that So good for you. And stick with it and double down. And that's great. Love that. The slow and steady wins the race. Continuous consistency, the compound effect, as they say, it makes wins over time. Let's go a little bit deeper on Instagram. And what is it that you're finding? So I assume your followership is growing. You're saying that
it's growing. I would say I'm still sub 2,000. It's not a large platform at all, but it is a very, very engaged platform. My engagement is really strong. And
so what kinds of things are you posting now? Like, how often are you posting? What kinds of things?
So I rely very heavily on stories. I will post on my actual feed anytime there's a monumental event or a closing or something like that. But really and truly, I rely heavily on stories because I've learned that my audience watches stories. They may scroll a little bit, but really what a lot of us are doing is we get on stories and we just tap through the first 10 or 15, and then we get off Instagram for a few minutes. And so what my goal is to show my face every day to the best of my ability. And it's not always about real estate. I've this brand at this point of being a mom and being very passionate about having multiple streams of income, whether that involves real estate or not. My husband and I have stepped into the real estate investment world ourselves over the last year and a half. So there's content about that. I like to take a very educational approach because I've just learned that we aren't taught a lot about adulting and about taxes and about real estate and about those kind of things. And so we're learning over here like trial by fire, but I love sharing that kind of stuff with my audience because they're so engaged in it. The culture, I don't know what it's like for you, but over here, the culture here is you graduate from high school, you go to college, graduate from college, get an office job and work there until you're 60. And you've got that one stream of income. You work 40 hours a week. And so I'm just
401k match is your key to retirement, right? That's the whole deal.
It's that I'm not wired like that. I'm very efficiency minded. And so for me, I'm like, why would I work 40 hours a week when I could work 5 and make 3 times what the people are making when they're working 40 hours a week? So I do a lot of content about just like financial literacy and things that a lot of the people in my season of life, we just didn't learn this. Like it's not talked about, and breaking the mold there. I try to filter everything through the lens of whatever I'm about to post. Is it going to add value? And is there a call to action at the end somewhere? And so usually at the end of my story, there will be a book a buyer consultation or book a listing consultation or book a coaching call or whatever, because I do one-on-one 60-minute coaching for realtors. And I just try to run everything like that. And at this point, Instagram has turned into just a machine for me. So, and it's quality over quantity. Like I'm really not trying to have 250,000 followers. I would rather have 1,500 and be consistently getting business from that than have 250,000 and it's a lot of spam and a lot of junk.
Yeah, that's good. There's plenty of books that have been written about if you can get 1,000 raving fans, then almost for a business of any size, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Because you get 1,000 people believing, they're sharing. Like, so those people, they may be engaged on Instagram, but they're also telling other people. Yeah. If they're in conversation, oh, I'm moving. Oh, have you talked to Mary Martin? You totally have to, hold on. You need to follow her. And next thing you know, it all grows. Good job getting engaged and making that happen.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been really great. That was not my plan. My husband has a marketing degree and that's what he's done ever since he graduated from Alabama. And we had all these grand plans of things we were going to spend money on and doing things the right way. And Instagram just clicked so early on in my business. So I'm like, at some point it could stop, but I'm going to ride this train as long as I can while it's working.
That's good. That's awesome. You've been great. You've been at EXP for 3 years now and had a tremendous amount of success. So what is it when you talk to people about EXP? Like what gets you fired up? What do you see that resonates with the people that you talk to? And what do you get so fired up about?
So much. I think, I mentioned that I'm very passionate about having multiple streams of income. I'm motivated by money, and not everybody is. If you are financially motivated, then it does not make sense to be anywhere other than EXP because I don't want the plaque or the trophy. If you're proud of me as my broker, I want you to say it with money. So that's for me. When I'm talking to people about EXP and they're producing at my level and beyond, I'm like, what do you get when you reach that level, when you sell that many houses, when you hit that threshold of that certain dollar amount for volume? And they get nothing. And so I think that that's just so fascinating to me because when I joined EXP, stock was just like the cherry on top. I was like, okay, cool. Like I'll may get some free stock sometime. But watching the way that has grown over the last 3 years and just seeing, just after hitting Icon, I got my big chunk of my award. I got the email about it a few weeks ago and I was like, this is insane. If I was anywhere else, I would get a hat or a trophy. And
some hats that say Capper.
Yes, so many agents say that. And so that side of it is incredible. The other side for me is I like to attract people to things by nature. I was an ambassador for my high school. I was an ambassador for my college. I love to come, let me give you a tour. Let me show you around. Let me answer all your questions. And so that works very well with the EXP model because I've been able to grow my organization within EXP, again, naturally, organically, just by talking about it, just by sharing about it. And now I'm consistently receiving a 4-figure paycheck every month, in addition to closings and stock. So that's what gets me fired up. If you are financially motivated, then this is really the only option that makes sense for you. But if you are more motivated by the collaboration and the camaraderie and the culture, the good news is we have that too. So I just attended a lunch and learn right before this interview at my mentor's house where they had their whole organization over for lunch. And there's 60 or 70 of us now in that organization, but somebody brought a friend who is with a different brokerage here in town. And the friend was just like googly eyed. Like she was like, everyone's so nice and everyone's giving each other advice and helping them and sharing tips and what's worked for them. And she was like, I've never seen this at my brokerage. And for me, I'm spoiled. I've never been anywhere other than EXP. But I, over the last 3 years, have just heard horror stories from friends at other places where it's very cutthroat, every man for himself, dog eat dog, even within the same office. And my experience, at least at EXP, has just been, it could not be further from that. Just the amount of help and the amount of support, because the way that our business model is structured, we have a vested interest in each other's success. So why on earth would I not share, hey, here's what's working for me on Instagram. Yeah. Here's what's working for me on Facebook. Here's what's working for me to get these listings sold. And so that's been huge for me too. So it is just a very well-rounded experience. Here at EXP, I feel like I'm truly lacking nothing. It's providing for my family. It's changed our lives over the last 3 years. But I also feel like even in this shifting market, just got their head up. And everyone's saying, go get them. We got this. It's going to be fine. And that was really the overarching theme of EXPCon a few weeks ago. And I've just never felt more on fire, while there are so many others that are bailing, or their brokerage is having to shut its doors and various things like that. So I'm feeling super encouraged. And I think a lot of that can be attributed to the culture within EXP.
Your excitement and your energy is infectious. It's maybe I should say contagious rather than infectious. Infectious sounds bad. What did I get? What did you give me? No, it's contagious, and I appreciate it, and I love it. Thank you for joining me today. Any parting thoughts that you want to leave our audience with? We'll include, we got links to your socials.
Yes, great.
Instagram in particular that we'll share in the comments below, but so people can find you. And if anybody is looking to move, or has friends that are looking to move to Birmingham, then you should look up Mary Martin, or we'll send you her way. But any parting thoughts before we go?
Oh gosh, I think the biggest thing, and this is a shameless plug here, but if you listen to this interview and any of it resonated with you and you're thinking, I want to do the real estate thing, or I'm already doing the real estate thing, but I want to do this organically, naturally, or I don't have money to spend, or any of that kind of hit home for you, I am opening up a course. I will be announcing it on Instagram, so follow me there and stay tuned, where I'm going to be coaching agents through how to build a multiple 6-figure income while working part-time hours and not blowing money on marketing expenses, because that's the way that I've done it. And I'm just going to give the keys to everything and just share what's worked for me and for my business, and what's worked for the other people that I've helped personally. Follow me on Instagram there, and you can stay tuned. I'll be announcing that very soon. But yeah, that's really my parting words.
Awesome. Well, Mary Martin, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. You were amazing. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and all the success to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Brian.